The story begins in a city where scientists were busy in a factory with chemicals and weapons. Suddenly, a fast-running gorilla appeared, causing chaos by tossing a huge tree. Terrified scientists rushed out. The angry ape roared uncontrollably as the army arrived. Despite their strong weapons, nothing harmed the ape. It was revealed the ape was no ordinary creature, but a Mecha Ape, a mechanical creation with powerful machinery and weapons. The scene shifted to an American jungle, where a boy's drone was knocked down. At NASA's research center, scientists noticed someone entering the jungle controlled by their mechanical system. They suspected the person had come to film the ape, who had dropped the boy's drone in that area. Security was alerted, and a female scientist called Sloan, an expert in handling the ape. Sloan arrived and learned about the ape's agitated state. They had also captured the boy with the drone. Sloan and her scientist friend interrogated the boy, who happened to be a former professor. When questioned about his presence, he claimed innocence and shifted to criticizing NASA's work. Sloan, responsible for the ape's well-being, reminded him it was not his concern. The boy mocked NASA's inability to control the mutated ape, provoking Sloan. She asserted her responsibility for the ape and told him to focus on his own business. She firmly tells him to leave. Sloan's colleague advises her to relocate the ape promptly. Sloan insists on not confining the ape, considering it unfair to him. Armed with a purple light that controls the ape, Sloan approaches Abraham, a large ape. She encourages him to play, but he's upset and unwilling. Sloan explains that he must remain calm until DNA tests on alien elements in his blood are complete before leaving. Meanwhile, a couple visits the site where Mecha Ape wreaked havoc, causing destruction and claiming lives. The woman discovers her son's ring in a pool of blood, the only remnant of their deceased child. The child's father, Arnott, the director of an opposing country's intelligence agency, is present. Arnott's wife grows frustrated with him, urging him to act quickly on the information. Sloan and her colleague meet with high-ranking U.S. officials to discuss Mecha Ape, hailed as a potent weapon. An officer inquires about Mecha Ape's current location. Sloan reveals he is undergoing examination, with plans to relocate him soon. The conversation shifts to Abraham Ape, and Sloan expresses her desire to keep him under observation. However, an officer insists on moving Abraham to another city due to public discontent and reports against him. Concerned for Abraham's safety, Sloan argues against a hasty decision, but the general disagrees, citing public anger. In a meeting with the president, officers propose placing Abraham in custody for his safety, emphasizing his long absence from the sea ensures his security. On the opposing side, Arnott, the director of the enemy country's intelligence agency, receives news about a powerful weapon, Mark 9, previously under U.S. control. The weapon has been relocated to Indiana. Arnott instructs his hacker companion to gather information swiftly. Mecha Ape was taken away on a plane, but he broke out of it. Sloan got a message that the plane crashed. They were worried because the plane wreckage was found, but Mecha Ape was missing. So, Sloan and her team left to find him. The drone professor approached the male scientist and offered help. He had a theory that inside Mecha Ape there was intelligence. He explained that Mecha Ape reacted to his drone like it was a threat, increasing his heartbeat and getting angry. Now, Mecha Ape, if out of control, could cause massive destruction again. Meanwhile, Arnott aimed to get a powerful device, Mark 9, and planned with his team. They decided to go to the lab on the first floor and deceive the strict security. Sloan and her team reached the place where the plane crashed. The army officer was there too. Arnott divided his group and moved according to the plan to reach the lab. While Sloan, her companion, and the army officer noticed something emerging from the sand. It was Mecha Ape, activating himself. Everyone started running to save themselves. Arnott's team, deceived security, entered the lab, and Mecha Ape, out of control, entered the city, causing destruction. He destroyed houses with one punch, injuring many, and fires broke out. People ran for their lives. Upon learning about this, the president was furious with his officer, questioning how Mecha Ape became so dangerous suddenly. He ordered to stop it immediately. Sloan and her companion reached the location where Mecha Ape was. Sloan jumped on him from a tall building but couldn't control him. So, she went inside him to stop his system. Inside, she discovered that someone had hacked Mecha Ape's system. She quickly informed her companion about the situation. Sloan discovered that the one who hacked Mecha Ape had changed his signals, like coordinates. These signals were guiding Mecha Ape to a specific place. Unfortunately, the ape's security system prevented Sloan from resetting him to his original state, making it hard to control him. She told her companion to find out where Mecha Ape was going, based on those coordinates. Meanwhile, Arnott and his team stole the weapon Mark 9 and left. A scientist informed Sloan that, according to the coordinates, their research lab was in Indiana. Sloan suggested informing the lab about Mecha Ape's impending arrival. Digging into the program, Sloan discovered Arnott and his team's involvement in hacking Mecha Ape. She found a code linked to the enemy country's intelligence agency, confirming their control over Mecha Ape. The president, learning about this, was furious and questioned how their weapon ended up in the enemy country. He criticized the agency for not knowing and demanded a plan to stop Mecha Ape. The general mentioned sending teams to shut down the machine, but a female officer warned against it, knowing Mecha Ape's deadly capabilities. The president agreed and decided to send Abraham Ape to stop the chaos. Sloan managed to shut down 2 weapons in Mecha Ape, causing concern for Arnott's team. They realized someone was inside the ape, making it harder to control. Mecha Ape, causing destruction, grabbed a nuclear weapon, Mark 9. U.S. officers arrived with helicopters to take Abraham with them. Scientists and professors advised against it, explaining that Abraham still considered space his home and might not fight for the land. The officers revealed the plan to use Abraham to confront Mecha Ape, believing he would fight for Sloan. Despite the risks, they took Abraham with them for the challenging task ahead. Sloan faced a dangerous situation, risking her own life to save the entire city. Despite the danger, she agreed to take the risk. Discovering that Mecha Ape had nuclear weapons, she felt frightened. Sloan tried to shut down Mecha Ape, but it proved challenging. At that moment, she noticed Abraham, who had been brought there. She called out to him, and he responded, moving towards her. However, Mecha Ape started shooting Abraham with his machine gun. In the chaos, Sloan found herself trapped inside Ape, while Mecha Ape grabbed Abraham by the neck, attempting to harm him. Yet, Abraham fought back, punching and defeating Mecha Ape in an intense battle. Inside Mecha Ape, Sloan cut 2 wires and connected them, causing red light to shine in Mecha Ape's eyes. This was a signal she had taught Abraham, instructing him to move away when he saw the red light. Sloan informed a female officer about a powerful nuclear weapon planted with Mecha Ape, revealing the enemy's plan to detonate it in Chicago. She urged a quick evacuation of Chicago and the removal of the injured Abraham. The president emphasized the need to prevent Mecha Ape from reaching Chicago, instructing Sloan to throw the bomb somewhere deep if it was activated to minimize the impact. News showed Mecha Ape destroying a city and heading towards another, but Sloan's actions to cut his wires weakened his powers. Arnott's wife expressed concern about the intelligence agency catching them upon returning, indicating that their work was secret, even from the agency. The American agency was unaware of whether the intelligence agency or only Arnott and his team were behind these actions. Arnott's wife suggested not returning to their country after completing the mission, opting to disappear somewhere else. Arnott reassured her, emphasizing that their actions were for their country and son, so there was no need to be afraid. Scientists and professors also arrived at Mecha Ape's location to intervene. Both Mecha Ape and Abraham had reached Chicago. Abraham climbed on a building's roof, and Sloan tried to send him away but failed. Mecha Ape, below, attacked Abraham with his machine gun upon seeing him on the roof. In a helicopter, scientists and professors moved towards Mecha Ape, attempting to intervene. Sloan tried to stop Mecha Ape, but he struck Abraham hard in the face. Despite this, Abraham got back up, angrier than before. He picked up a train and hit Mecha Ape, causing him to fall far away. Out of control, Abraham roared loudly and delivered a powerful blow to Mecha Ape, causing him to fall. The scientist in the plane warned that Abraham damaged a critical part of Mecha Ape, and further attacks could lead to system overheating and potential explosion. Sloan faced difficulty but managed to disconnect the main wires, intending to shut down Mecha Ape and prevent the bomb from exploding. Unexpectedly, Mecha Ape became more powerful when he got back up. He attacked Abraham with his machine gun, severely injuring him to the point of appearing dead. However, Abraham surprisingly started moving, astonishing everyone. The professor explained that the alien DNA in his blood allowed him to heal and activate his powers. showcasing the remarkable recovery. Once again, Abraham rises and engages in a fierce battle with Mecha Ape. His attacks are relentless, hitting Mecha Ape without pause. Despite Sloane's attempts to stop him, she manages to escape by opening the exit door. Meanwhile, Mecha Ape and Abraham continue their intense fight. Abraham launches a powerful attack, managing to separate Mecha Ape's arms. He lifts Mecha Ape, preparing to strike him down. Seeing an opportunity, Sloane grabs Abraham's attention, suggesting they play a game. Abraham, thinking Mecha Ape is a toy, follows Sloane to a deep pit. Sloane instructs him to put Mecha Ape in the pit, and Abraham complies. The moment Mecha Ape falls into the pit, it explodes, putting an end to the threat. As Arnott and his team run through the plane, Abraham retaliates by attacking their aircraft, causing panic and turbulence. Frightened, they hastily exit the plane, only to be arrested by FBI agents who had arrived. Abraham, holding their plane, stands tall. Subsequently, Abraham is granted permission to live freely on an island, a gift from the government for his heroic actions in defeating Mecha Ape and saving millions of lives. Once released on the island, Abraham joyfully runs around, marking the conclusion of the film's story with a happy ending.